Greetings and a warm welcome to you all, Scorpio. Hey, happy new year. This is your reading for January 2021. Can you believe it? So yes, welcome to 21. And if you are watching this before the new year begins, which isn't much time before I upload it, this is December the 27th in New Zealand. We've had a beautiful Christmas so far. It's all gone very well. So I just want to remind you all about the density or the heaviness of the cosmic movement in our skies that is creating our pathway as we move forward. We are in the midst of the changing of ages. There is no doubt in my mind that we are moving through the gate of the age of Aquarius. We chose to be here for these times of immense change. And with that, we are experiencing a huge degree of a difference of changing of the guard, if you like. So I'm calling these times we are being shaken awake, quite literally. Everything we thought we understood, knew, or were heading ourselves for in a timeline is dissipating. It is moving rapidly away as we converge into new timelines, new awareness, new understanding. And in particular, some of those areas are technology, the power of who and what rules things on the planet, people and how we think and feel, and the evolution of this planet and the species who inhabit it. And that is where we find ourselves as we march into 2021. So for that, let's see what is in store for you guys, Scorpio. We are going to be using 4 decks of cards, 3 of which are stacked over here, and we will start with this one first, which is the John Holland Psychic Tarot deck. So this is for Scorpio for January 2021. Do remember to check your moon and rising signs as well, because there will be plenty of interesting insights, awareness and information for you within those. Now, interestingly enough, that first card out, very powerful one, it is the Ace of Wands, and it says passion ignited. Now, it's actually facing the right way for you where I have my camera balanced on the table at the moment, but from my perspective it has actually come out reversed. However, this deck of cards, the John Holland Psychic Tarot, doesn't work with reversals anyhow, so I will just spin it around, because eventually I'm going to spin the whole video around and then it will be facing the right way for you. So Passion Ignited is a brilliant card to get. We can see that it's igniting her heart space right from where she holds her hands. Then her heart is ignited with this passionate flame. The Ace of Wands is often about finding passion within something in your life and feeling this invigoration of energy, ideas, concepts. It's a powerful card that can bring a surge of utter excitement, bliss and euphoria, just as she appears to have on her face at this point in time. So I think you'll find that as we walk into the new year, into January, possibly even from right now in December, you might be feeling these ideas or passions or excitement or conquest or something that's coming your way. This can often be associated with career as well, because this is where we find our ideas and creativity and passion. It's often directed into the realm of career. Sometimes it could be hobbies, and sometimes it could also be ways that we choose to invest or spend money, and also it can be taken over into relationship realm. It's a wonderful card to get. It bodes great movement, great flurry of energy, excitement, ideas coming in, because it spins this arc of light, goes from her heart and spins through her third eye, which is the area of concept of understanding through the psychic realm, intuition, receiving messages, becoming more aware. So all of those things can occur when we see this card come in. So let's see what else is in store here for Scorpio for January 2021. We then have a card that's not quite so favourite, the Five of Pentacles. We will come to that in a minute. We will just keep seeing what else the story is going to be telling us. Temptation. mental conflict. This is for Scorpio for January 2021. Another 5, conflict and defeat. We're getting a little bit of conflict coming for you guys. Okay, so interestingly enough, the first card that came through, the Passion Ignited, I think was your most powerful. And given that it was the first card, I think it bodes the brightest, and it also bodes possibly your biggest message. The rest of these cards here, all 5 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have 2 5s, are telling me that there's something that in the background is going on for some of you where you're feeling worried or concerned, or that there's something that you either need to release, that you're holding on to, or something that you may have been grappling with. This is the Devil card. This is your only major arcana. So the Devil card is often about when we face ourselves and we face our issues at hand. Like, is there something we need to give up at this point in time? Is there something to relinquish in life? Is there something we're not facing about either ourselves or a situation or a relationship? Sometimes this is a very personal card, the Temptation card, and it talks to us about the fact that we can be not honouring ourselves enough, not being true to ourselves, and not being true to following the light that can come into our lives and support us and give us the ideas. If we are shut down to the ideas, we can often feel as though we're trapped in the darkness, as this Devil card could be. Now, some of you might be feeling in this situation, you may have missed an opportunity, or you may feel trapped by something such as money, or your own fears or worries. So this whole line down here is all about feeling concerned about something. It's creating anxiety, and it could be money, but there's something in here about relationships as well. It could be that there are people in your life who have had a hold on you, who you are feeling it's beginning to become negative, or the impact for you is weighing you down one way or another. This mental conflict, there's conflict and defeat here, and there's suffering and silence over here. This is telling, all 5 of these cards are telling such a powerful story about your inner being, your space, your thoughts, the Scorpio behind the public eye that often Scorpios don't tell anyone about. This Passion Ignited, because it was your first card that came out, I want you to try and focus on this feeling of almost relief or bliss or freedom or success. That's what this card stands for. For some of you, these cards may represent an area of your job or career. Some of you may have felt like trapped this year within a career or a job. It might have been due to the big COVID issues. It might have been due to financial restraints from the big virus. It might be to do with the way people have treated you in a workplace or people you work with. It might even be for some of you that you are an employer and you are having to tighten the reins per se, which is affecting you in terms of what happens to other employees. There's this feeling that it's getting to you, it's getting to your psyche, and that there may have even been conflict or arguments or disappointment or letdowns. So somehow, as this 2021 comes around, it would be really good for you guys to focus on what you desire in life, what you dream of, and positive aspirations. If you have found yourself in a place of worry or unwellness or being in pain, this is pain in the head area. This is pain and suffering as well in this card. This is also feeling sometimes like you need something in your life. It could be you need drugs, or you need people or relationships, or you need something that you're addicted to, but it's not serving you at the moment. It's like you need freeing up. somewhere within you, you will find the answer. And it might be about going into meditative states. It might be about accessing your highest self, your cosmic self, the cosmic helpers who support you to find a pathway out. Now, the fives are very transient, but there are two fives on top of one another, which makes me think there's something here that will be quite quick and fleeting, but it may be quite powerful in what it does to you and how it makes you feel. And this could be coming in January. So I want to pull some more cards because I want to see a little bit more of the story for Scorpio. Let's see if we can look ahead of all of these meanings here. Sometimes relationships might be on your mind, and for some of you there might be people leaving in your life that you have been disagreeing with, or there hasn't been a harmony balance going on as well. This is for Scorpio for January 2021. What else can you enlighten them with? What can you help them through? What can you help them to understand? Triumph. That's nice. And of course, this is the Chariot card. So that's a nice card to come out. It's another major arcana card, and it's coming in and sitting over the middle of these ones that have already been laid. So the Triumph is about movement, and it's about moving ahead. So when the Triumph card or the Chariot card comes in, it's also about regaining power and regaining strength, so physical power, physical strength, but also it's about regaining spiritual strength and emotional strength. He has won a race. He is charging through after something tempestuous or something long duration that's been draining his energy, or just not refueling it, like not charging the batteries up. This card can also mean moving. It can mean moving house. It can mean moving jobs. It can mean going on a road trip too, in actual fact, and driving somewhere. Sometimes temporarily, like for a holiday, but sometimes also for business or for going on a job interview as well. But when we come back to the deeper meanings of this card, this is a spiritual card that talks to us about understanding the yin-yang of life, the balance of why we're here and what it is we're doing. It's the calling of the higher self to go beyond the superficial or the physical planes of life and talk to us about reaching an apex and coming to understand the spiritual concept of who you are and what your journey is in life. So I think some of you might be going through a challenging time, and the challenge will be personal and individual for each of you. But this last card that came out from this particular deck is a very powerful part of the message that if you are going through current stresses or losses or grief or situations that seem untenable or unfathomable, you will triumph, and it will be through gaining your own personal power back again. This may be hard for some of you to reconnect to, and it may take some time, but know that the more you deploy to this energy and that energy, the more success you will have. It's about not focusing on these other ones, and it's about regaining the power of your inner self and your spiritual self. So a bit of a heavy way for us to start the beginning of 2020 for you guys. We will pull some of the other cards from the other decks and see what type of messages we get for those as well. So let's put these ones aside, and I will leave the two top cards with the nicest meanings over here. We will go now to this deck. This is a Doreen Virtue Daily Guidance deck. Oops. This is for Scorpio for January 21. What would you like to tell them, support them with, have them understand? Well, let's have a look and see what's here. Ground yourself. There is nothing to worry about. That's a beautiful card to come out, and it's actually a really important message. Innocence, heart chakra, and see only the love. Let's address these in the light that they are meant to be seen in, and these are much more soothing and calming. There's still a little bit of insight for you, in as much that these three, 1, 2, well, 4 really, 1, 2, 3, 4, are asking you to approach a situation with the concept that there is, in real terms, nothing to worry about. You are safe, and the situation is under perfect control of divine providence and universal order. Only infuse loving thoughts and emotions into the situation to ensure that the highest possible outcome flows effortlessly to you and through you. And it says here, think of the other person as being innocent, because sometimes they don't know what they do, they don't understand the consequences, but also think of yourself in terms of innocence as well. And when you deploy innocence into a situation, you remove the blame, and blame can often remove anger, frustration, grief, disappointment, fear, loneliness. Grounding yourself is a beautiful message. It's the message of spending time outdoors with nature. Gaia herself is our biggest nurturer. She provides us with every single thing we ever need to live on with this planet. She gives you the sunlight, which is primarily very, very important. That's another thing to understand. Many people are very low in vitamin D. Even if you go out in the sun, oftentimes we put sunblock on, which also prevents vitamin D from getting through to our bodies. It also clogs up our skin. Yes, you must be very cautious when being in the sun, but so many people need more doses of vitamin D. You can also buy vitamin D from pharmacies and supermarkets nowadays, and I actually implore you all to go and take vitamin D and add it to your daily vitamin supplements that you might take. It's very, very good in increasing our immunity status and in fending off colds and viruses, if you get the hint. So grounding yourself outdoors, spending time with nature, being at one with the peace and the harmony of that love and gratitude and energy that she provides. We've already talked about there's nothing to worry about, so believe that and really focus on that in your mind's eye. When you apply love to a situation, it's very similar to this innocence card. It's talking about seeing the love in a situation and understanding that all things happen for a reason and that everything is teaching us something along the way. So a lesson is always learned through any event that occurs. Sometimes that learning aspect takes a long time for us to come to understand it and to fully gain the knowledge and the lesson from it. But over time, there is no doubt that everything we experience becomes a lesson that we have to learn from. And when we deploy love into the situation, it brings it to healing so much quicker. This one here, the heart chakra, very interesting that these two came out together. This is the very same thing that happened for another reading. I can't remember which one. But it's like the heart has come out of this card and it's actually here and it's talking about love. So these two right next to each other have really energized the situation. There are several ways that we can look at this card. The first one is to see only love. It says love is the heart of the matter. Your heart is the center within your physical being attuned most to love. It is safe for you to love and be loved with an open heart. And there's your open heart as we stand by in perfect protection and guidance. If you are having trouble loving again, and this includes loving yourself, then this card is the card that is asking you to look into life and be prepared to feel the bonds and the energy and the joy of love again in your life, whether it be with a romantic relationship, whether it be with family members, whether it be with past family members, or even new pets or family, like a community that comes back into your life. There is love around you and it is safe for you to feel it and experience it. Now the other aspect of this card can be that your heart health needs a checkup. So go and see if you have high cholesterol? Is your blood pressure right? Are you eating foods that contain good omega oils for good heart health? Are you exercising? All of those things help to create good physical heart health. Then the third and interesting aspect of this card is this can be a very personal message for someone who has lost a person, a close person, probably a family member or friend, through something such as a heart attack or a lung-related passing over, so breast cancer or lungs. This person could be around at this point in time wanting to speak with you and to let you know they still love you. Love, 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 love. So don't feel alone, you know, tune into your very powerful psychic abilities, Scorpio, and feel the love around you. There are people who have departed from your physical life and they are in spirit form and they are really wanting to connect with you and let you know about the love they hold for you. So it's a personal message. It can be very, not confronting, but it can be very emotional when you tap into this message from your people around you who are wanting your attention. Now they can also show that with signs like feathers and butterflies, coins and things like that can suddenly turn up. There's a coin there. So keep an eye out for things like that along your pathway, and these will be synchronistic events that point you to loved ones turning up. So feathers and coins are a very prominent, and butterflies, very prominent part of the energy when loved ones who are in spirit make connection with us. So do keep an eye out for that as you move through January and head into 2021. So we will put these cards away and we will look at the next deck of cards for your reading, Scorpio. I'll leave the little feather and the coin there, sitting there with that card actually, because it's so beautiful. This is a chakra oracle deck. It's one of my favourite decks in the repertoire of cards I have. That one there is forgiveness. So forgiveness is very similar to the innocence card and the see only love. They are very similar. Letting go, healing, growth and compassion. And again, this is in the heart chakra energy field because it has the green border. So you are being asked for, you know, letting go of anything that you may have held on to in terms of pain, grief, loss, anger, allowing forgiveness to come in. That could be a really strong mantra for you for the beginning of 2021. You could work on that as being something to allow as an energy field to come into your life for whatever it is you would like to forgive. And remember, forgiving yourself is also very important on this list. Honesty, truth, transparency, sincerity and communication. And remember that without communication we often don't understand or get to the parts of letting go, growth and compassion. So being truthful about yourself and having compassion for yourself and forgiveness for yourself as well, and communicating in honesty again to yourself but to all other relationships that you share. And there's the divine consciousness, expansion, oneness and light through the crown chakra at the top of the head, understanding messages that are coming in, connecting to the spiritual and psychic realm and receiving messages from cosmic helpers and experiencing things like synchronistic events will all be very much a part and parcel of a whole bunch of wonderful experiences that you might begin to experience as the year opens up to you. So we will finish off with this last deck, which is a beautiful deck of cards. It's very powerful. I'm inclined to only draw one from it, and we will then read the messages that come through for the card. This is for Scorpio for January 2021. What is it you would most like to tell them about? Divine Alchemy, Ascended Master Mary Magdalene, Aqua Aura Quartz, Divine Alchemy. Now I think we have had one of these out before for the month. I don't have an Aqua Aura Quartz, but I do have this beautiful rainbow quartz. These mandalas are very, very powerful, and they are great for tuning into. So the mandalas are very powerful. They're great for tuning into. I will read to you now the messages from Master Mary Magdalene, and it hasn't surprised me that she's come out twice over this Christmas period, because this is, of course, when her energies are some of the most powerful across the planet, regardless of whether you're religious or not, or whether you believe or follow a certain religion. The Ascended Masters do have times when their vibrational frequency emanates at its strongest, and this is definitely her time. So let's read what Divine Alchemy is sending you the message of. We bring you the blessing of Divine Alchemy. This is the art of transmutation, the application of spiritual consciousness to physical form, so profound that an entirely new form evolves. It is irreversible change, and in fact, if we go all the way back to this major arcana card that arrived for you, and we talked about the change and the understanding and the fact that you empower yourself at a very high spiritual level, and you are ready to move through life's journey into the next course. It is the coal transformed into the diamond, the lead of sleeping matter awakened into the radiant gold of consciousness. Successful alchemical transformation requires patience, courage, and a belief in the power of spirit above all else. The radical and permanent transformation effected by divine alchemy may seem miraculous to the outsider viewing the changed form, yet the alchemist knows that when spiritual consciousness meets physical matter, the world will never be the same again. Alchemists have often been considered eccentric. They appear to labour on tasks the mainstream either don't comprehend or consider impossible. Yet the alchemists of old and the modern-day spiritual alchemists are the ones who see reality most clearly and understand divine power most accurately. They know the healing transformational power of divine energy is beyond any limitation the mind can conceive. This is why they never assume that something is impossible. They are often open to the workings of divine will and how healings can best happen. They do not see reality as fixed and the material world as solid, impenetrable, unchanging form. They know that all of creation is energy, and energy can change form. When higher consciousness is applied to the energy, the form which evolves is one of shining, divine beauty. The sole task of divine alchemists is to repair the damage that fear-based consciousness has generated in the world. A divine alchemist may do this with a focus on environmental or socio-economic issues, or through the arts, creative expression, healing work with the body, mind and soul, or through cooking and educating others about nourishment. Alchemists may do their work on the greater human collective powerfully, but behind the scenes. They may do this by bringing higher consciousness into their own being and then allowing that to permeate their work in the corporate, financial, legal or political sectors, or in the worlds of marketing and media, where their elevated spiritual frequency is so very needed at this time. No matter what realm you enter, your soul has the ability to trigger alchemical change. Whether you are always conscious of it or not, your presence is helping to repair bodies, minds, hearts and souls from the terror that has been conditioned into them over lifetimes. You are helping to heal the doubt, fear-based habits and self-destructural behavioural patterns that plague the human collective psyche. You are here to apply love, higher understanding and wisdom to the world. In the application of that higher consciousness, alchemy begins, and in time, genuine divine beauty rises up out of the sacred fires of transformation. The ugly duckling realizes it is a swan. Alchemy always starts with the alchemist. It is will and belief that empowers the alchemist to continue with their sacred work, even if it is misunderstood or dismissed by those who don't know any better. When the oracle of divine alchemy comes to you, you are being advised that something in your world, perhaps even in your body, is going to be blessed with healing transformation so profound it can never be undone. This spiritual repair is not simply a patch-up job, but a profound reconstruction that will change the substance, quality and consciousness of that physical world reality. There will be a purging and a reconstruction. This oracle also comes to you with a message for your alchemical empowerment. Whatever you want to change in your physical world can change. What is needed is a commitment to consciousness, growth, and unconditional trust in the process. Don't give up until it is as you would wish it to be. You must believe in yourself and the power of the divine. The art of divine alchemy will express itself through you and the world around you shall be blessed by its healing power. You are the divine alchemist. So Scorpio, I think your whole reading right from the very beginning has been a very deep reading. With the cards that turned up, there is a greater message behind them. And then for you to receive the divine alchemy for the card of transformation and the triumph card, the one of power and strength and growth and movement and moving forward. Whatever it is that you wish to do or be or to give or to feel or experience, you have the potential to do that right now in this moment of time through the gift of divine alchemic process. It's a powerful card, not one to be overlooked, and to receive it in a reading is a mighty, mighty gift. So I thank you all for tuning into this beautiful, powerful reading that you have chosen for yourselves, Scorpio. And may you be enlightened on your road of journey and growth and expansion as we all expand into 2021, as January unfolds and the new age, the dawning of the age of Aquarius opens before us. I wish you all much love and success in alchemic processing and divine alchemy. Thank you for subbing the channel and being part of Team Celestial. Check your moon and rising signs. Please sub the channel and leave a comment. Have the safest and happiest of New Year's. Much love. Namaste.